Um, Obviously disappointed with the outcome. Obviously, we're not trying to play for moral victories. We want to get victories, but you give LSU credit. I thought they came out in the second half, and they wanted it a little bit more than we did, and it kind of showed with the play. And by the time we rebounded from that, we were in a fight. So going down the stretch, I thought they made the plays that they needed to play and to make, and we didn't. So you give them the credit. And there's a lot of talk about a lot of their players, but Michaela Williams is she's a load. She's a great player, and she hit. She missed 11 shots, but she made the ones that she needed to make. Flage made shots that she needed to make, and so you can look at the stat sheet, and the stat sheet can lie because you just can't put a price or premium on when someone makes a shot, and they made big shots when they had to have them, and gave them a little bit of separation. So all in all, I thought we fought hard, and we just had some lapses where we allowed them to take advantage of, and they took control of the basketball game.
Coach, can you speak about their field goal today, just the drug that you
Yeah.
saw in a big moment, she kind of stepped up?
Very pleased with what she did. We've been harping on her a lot because we need that production from her, and I thought she was as tough as she's been all season, and very happy for her because the message is getting through, her value to our team and what she can bring to us. So this is something that we hope we can build on. We've got some very important games left for the rest of the season that mean a lot. We've got 2 regular season games left that mean a lot. We have the SEC tournament that means a lot. The NCAA tournament, which means a lot. So this is really good for her, and hopefully she can build off of this. And we're excited for her because we know her value and what she can do for us, and I'm happy for her that she had the production that she did.
Georgia, you've worked with some great coaches over the years, and what you've seen from Cara, how was today reflective of her growth?
I mean, obviously she's still a freshman, and I think, especially being in the SEC, the physicality is different. It's a different beast, and, she's had her ups and downs, but the way that she produced today was good. It was needed. I found that especially when I was driving, the bigs were over-rotating. Morrow would come over or Smith would come over, so it led to a lot of opportunities for her to, put some solid baskets up for us.
Coach, can you just talk a little bit more about working on that rebounding marker on the boards?
We're like, what do you mean, working on it?
Just improving at this point in the season, trying to get better at the board.
I think we did well tonight. I think we got better over what we've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of times, we have to look at what other teams do well, extremely well, and LSU is probably the best rebounding team in the country. And to say that you're going to control them, and we did a really good job in the first half. We just kind of they got loose the second half. They had a little bit more determination, and we have some mental lapses, but that's what they do. That's what they do. We understand that, and it's something that we've been talking about. We played in the last 2 weeks. We played 3 teams that their identity is that. All right, their identity is that, and so I thought our kids their mindset was really good. I thought it was, and especially that first half when we didn't have our full complement of players, when Tiani got in her second foul extremely early in the game and Claire Strack got a second foul. We still held our own. So, I was pleased with that in the first half, and then obviously they got it loose in the second half.
Coach, I remember at the beginning of the season you talked about the team needing to play with more aggression. I wonder how you feel they stepped up, especially in the first half against a team that's known for their aggression and really playing.
We're no punks, and the kids will fight. They'll fight, and honestly, I'll be very candid and I'll be very honest. 14 SEC games that we have, and I'm still trying to figure out what is and what isn't. She said foul, I didn't. We're trying to figure it out. Every game is different. Every game is different. And, sometimes it's like, okay, well, they're not calling pushes in the back or, anything. And then barely pushing it back, and then it's a foul, and so we're trying to figure it out, and obviously this is my first year in the SEC. It's her first year in the SEC. The amount of grabs and holds and that, we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out. So we're 10-4. We're 10-4 with two to go, and we're still in position. We control our own destiny, and so I like their fight. I like their fight, and we teach to play the game a certain way, and maybe we have to figure out the way that it's played and adapt.
Georgia, Kentucky Insider, what message would you have to the girls that are watching you play and watching mental toughness as well as your on-court toughness?
I mean, I just try to make lessons or silver linings out of little things. That kind of helps me. It's an honor that I get the defensive pressure I get. It's an honor that they scout me the way they scout me. It's an honor that I get grabbed and face guarded when they're passing the ball in. It's an honor that I came over here and I got stuck during COVID, because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have the relationships I had. Every single thing that I've been through basketball-wise, it's shaped me into the player I am, and I think I hear it all the time. I'm too short, I'm not quick enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. But it's like, okay, what am I then? Because we're on a ranked team. People scout for me. I don't know if that's a nobody then. So I think that for me, I don't know if it's just being Australian or the mentality that we grow up having, like never get too high, never get too low. People are always going to talk, people are always going to say some things, and there's going to be days where you feel it, there's going to be days where you disagree, there's going to be days where you agree, but I'm solid. I'm enjoying what I have. You can't watch, what's on the other side. The grass is not always greener. It may look like that, but it's not. I love what I have. I love the experience I've had. I've loved the staff, the guidance, the coaching. I've squeezed every single ounce of whatever orange juice was in that orange. That has been my college career. So, I take pride in that, and I just take little wins every single day. So if that's what you have to do, then do it, because I'm loving my life right now.
I'll add to that, and it's so funny whether it's WNBA people or just people in general. When they always say, "Well, how tall is she? Is she big enough?" All right. If you're gonna look at her measurables, you don't see it. All right, because you can't measure someone's heart, and this kid's heart, her fight, her drive, her competitiveness is way bigger than any measurable that you can have. I don't care if she's 6 foot or she's 5 foot, 5 3/4, 5'6", 5'7". All right, she's going to fight, and she's going to play, and that is inspiring to a lot of young people, a lot of young girls, and I've seen it, and sometimes it's a little bit deceiving, because we'll get recruits calling us, and they'll be like, well, I can play like Georgia because they're small. And then I'll see the film, I'm like, you don't play like Georgia, because she's special. But she does inspire smaller players. She does inspire that in the way that she handles herself. So if anybody ever wants to come and they want to measure, what she can bring to a program or anything, and the first thing you say is how tall is she, you're missing the boat, because she has a huge heart and huge competitive drive.
Measure the circumference of my brain.
We've got 4 more. Josh, Forrest, Bradley.
Coach, when it comes to knocking off a top 10 opponent in this building, what do you believe is the missing piece to accomplish?
That's very specific. If you're talking about today or just in general?
In general.
Well, every game's different, obviously, and if you're talking about today, we had opportunities. We got a lot of the shots that we like. We back-rimmed them, or we just didn't hit them. We played with toughness. You're not going to out-tough LSU for 40 straight minutes, but I thought we held our own. We did some good things. We just had a couple mental lapses. When you're playing a team of that magnitude, you got to be on point for most of the time. But every game is different. We have the tools to be able to do it, and we'll learn from this. We'll learn from this because we have an opportunity to do it, on Thursday. So we'll learn from it.
Georgia, it's been a great year watching you play, and I can say that as an unbiased reporter, 110%. Before the game, I know you were locked in when the Pleasant family, but what did it mean to you to have your parents here all the way from your home, and then everybody from BBM just showering down, the love for you and you all?
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful. Times like those are special, and looking back on college, like, this is my second senior night, so I've been lucky. Parents were at birth, and we were taking in the moment beforehand, and I was like, I mean, we've done it once before, so don't lose your emotions too much. I hate crying, so I'm not gonna try and do it. But it was nice to have them there, and my uncle and auntie are here, and just the fascination of just the college sports I've been in, from an outsider perspective. There's nothing like this at home on a college level. So the opportunities that I've had to come out and be showered with love it's massive for them. I think, not that I get used to it because I appreciate it, but you're around it more often. So having them over here to talk about the little nuances that you kind of slip over, just because you're in it, it's a good reflection because it's something that makes me realize, I am grateful for all these little things that my parents point out, that my uncle and auntie point out. So it was a really grounding moment for me.
Coach, Tennessee on Thursday. I just want to ask you about the rivalry and what it means to you guys being new.
We're doing our best to embrace all things Kentucky, and if you can imagine, being thrust into a situation, and you don't have time to look at every little thing, and things are like thrown at you. I'm just trying to build a roster, and we're trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to figure out campus. I'm trying to figure out how I get to work without my GPS. Then all of a sudden, before I know it, we're playing Louisville. And when we play, I even say Louisville now like I'm a Kentuckian. When we played Louisville, when we were at Virginia Tech, we built that rivalry, but it meant something because we were there. And all of a sudden, we're thrust into it, and everyone's like Louisville week, and we were like, okay, and we didn't really understand it until we actually went through it, so everything's been thrown at us, and we're doing our best to embrace it in a very short amount of time. And so when you say Tennessee, all right, we have history with Tennessee. Tennessee was a team that we beat to go to the Elite Eight. We beat them twice that year. We beat them at Virginia Tech. We lost to them at Virginia Tech. All right, so there is some disdain, obviously with Tennessee. But now we have to learn to embrace what it means from Tennessee and Kentucky, all right? And we'll do our best. We'll cram this week. We'll cram this week, and we'll get every nook and cranny. But, honestly, we're going to do our best to prepare for it. If we feel it or understand it from 20 years of being in it, or our first year in it, because it's a very important game to us. But we're excited. We were excited when we played Tennessee, when we were at Virginia Tech. We were excited because it was Tennessee, Pat Summitt. My biggest thrill ever coaching one of them is when I was a new coach at James Madison University, and I was walking, and I saw Pat Summitt, and there was an empty seat, and she says, "Kenny, you want to sit here?" And I'm like, oh, my gosh, she said my name, and that's a big thrill. All right, so that's Tennessee. And so we know how big it is, but it's really big for us because it's the next game, and it's an opportunity for us to secure a spot where we really want to be in the SEC tournament.
Coach, I was just curious if you could reflect on senior day from your perspective, being able to embrace days in, of course, Georgia, who you coached for the time.
Senior day is different, and I don't mean to. It's very important. It's very important. As Georgia mentioned, this was my second one with her, so we had a pact before we went out. We weren't going to cry. All right, we had a pact because we know we have a lot more basketball left to play, and so we've been through it together. And so when and D-Law, Deja's a special person, and Deja didn't get a senior night last year because her anticipation was that she was going back to Charlotte. And so when Deja came out, I was cool. I was ready to roll. Okay, game time. And then I looked into her eyes, and she was crying. I was like, holy crap. And, then it just really hit me. You know, it was a reflection of the short amount of time that I've had with them, and it doesn't make it any less because these two have been so valuable to me and to this program, and you know, they are as big a reason why we have the culture that we have already, and that we will be able to sustain it because Clara Strack will learn how to lead because of what she watched Georgia do this year. Tiani Key will be able to lead because she watched Deja Lawrence this year. And so I'll forever be indebted to them, what they've been able to accomplish, and I think that they're really enjoying it, so that makes me happy. So it was really good celebration. You know, the parents, and for me, you know, having the parents, if anybody, I don't know if anybody's ever coached before, or one of the biggest thrills, man, is when you watch the parents walk out with the student athlete, and you see so many emotions in their face, and it tells such a big story without them saying one word, because you see all the sacrifices that they've made for their children, you know, driving them to practice, you know, doing whatever, you know, sending their child all the way across the world, you know, in hopes that someone is going to be able to take care of them. And when they walk out there, that is their moment. Forget them. That is the parents' moment, you know, because they have done a tremendous job. And, you know, if you guys, I know you guys are up in the stands, but if you could actually be down on that floor and watch their faces, it says a whole lot. And so it was special. It was special here, sitting out there and being able to just celebrate it with everybody in the stands.
Thank you all so much for your coverage. We'll see you for our final game Thursday.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.